Today's Tuesday, October 21st, and this is a status check on a position I took this afternoon involving the micro E-mini NASDAQ 100 futures, ticker symbol MNQ, and as of the time of this recording, the NASDAQ 100 is quoted at 25,238 and 3/4. Overall trading, NASDAQ was down a bit under 64 points. So this is the chart layout at the 7-day 10,000 tick level, which means each of these red and green candlesticks equals 10,000 trades consisting of both buy side and sell side trades. This green candlestick this red candlestick right here is the current candlestick. And at this point, that candlestick has tallied up a little over 1,200 trades having been executed so far. So whenever each candlestick completes 10,000 trades, it will then get printed onto the chart. The horizontal lines, the blue horizontal lines, are from my perspective reasonable support and resistance levels, and the most local support level is 25,178. This yellow trend line up here, it's just a reference point for the NASDAQ 100's all-time high, which was hit late last week. And since then, price has been working its way back to the upside. We can see a new 7-day high of 25,368. So it came pretty close to hitting this high, but essentially price is just going sideways. And looking further left, so this vertical line, this vertical dash line is just a system-generated marker for expiration Friday for monthly option contracts, and the most recent expiration was last Friday, October 17th. So looking further left, we can see a 7-day low of 24,410, and again, since this low from October 17th, last Friday, again, price has been working its way to the upside, retesting that yellow all-time high. So using this green candlestick here from October 17th, as this appears to be from my perspective, that this green candlestick is what started this uptrend. So using this as an anchor point for this tool called the Gann fan, it appears the current market structure is currently inside between these purple trend lines. And we can see that the bottom purple trend line is acting as another layer of support. We have one bounce right here. Well, we have a cluster of touch points here, and then we have another retest right over here. And then as the week is progressing forward, we have two additional touch points here that were from this afternoon's trading session. And I was speculating that as price was going to come back down to retest this support line, I was speculating that there was a probability that price was going to break through it, possibly coming back down to retest 25,178. Unfortunately, the trade did go against me. As we can see, that price continued ranging, and the purple trend line continued acting as a strong support level. So I did take a bit of a haircut or a loss, but I did re-enter a bearish position heading into the close of the stock market, even though right now the futures market is still trading and will continue trading for another 50 minutes, as it will suspend trading at 5 p.m. This evening, but will restart trading at 6 p.m. later tonight and well into heading into tomorrow's stock market open at 9:30. So there could be a lot of price action during the overnight session. So with that, I did re-enter a bearish position prior to this drop, and this white line is just a reference point as to where and when I took the short. And fortunately, since entering the trade, my initial assessment for price piercing or breaking below this purple support line is occurring right now. Hopefully we'll see further momentum to the downside later this evening. So what I'll do is I'll toggle over to the trade tab for the trade details. So I didn't short the actual future. I went short using option contracts. It's just a small position. So right here under the option chain section of this dashboard, there's a flag position pegged to option contracts that will be expiring at the close of tomorrow's trading session, Wednesday, October 22nd. And relative to the current spot price of $25,240, down here in highlight are the details. I selected the 25,200 strike price, and when buying an option contract in bearish, it's on the put side. So essentially what the contract is saying is that on or before the close of tomorrow's futures market session ending, I am anticipating the NASDAQ will be at or below 25,200. Under quantity, I've picked up 2 of these contracts. Both contracts will expire worthless at the close of tomorrow's trading session. So my entry price is quoted at $39.75. And since entering the trade, the position is now going in my direction as the option premium is quoted at $66.50. And the P&L, the profit and loss side of the ledger, is reflecting a positive balance of a little over $100. Right above that was my initial position. Here I selected 25,175, coinciding with that support line of 25,178. And again, I did take a small loss. We can see here in the P&L is reflecting a losing balance of $61. Now, hopefully this pullback will continue, and hopefully the profit potential increases as the trade continues on. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is what the cost was for those 2 contracts. So here in the description it says 1/2. So 2 is the multiplier for this specific product. So to get the cost for those 2 contracts, I need to take my entry price of $39.75 and then multiply that by 2. So that means each option contract, it's actually valued at $79.50. And having picked up 2 of these contracts, not including commission, I'm risking $159 over the next 24 hours for the prospect of a sell-off in the NASDAQ 100. Whether that happens or not, we'll, I guess, find out over the next 24 hours or so. So that is the status of this trade and my overall bias for a pullback, as I was speculating that price was going to start breaking down. So it's possible that this is all attributed to profit taking if there is going to be a sell-off, considering that NASDAQ is at near all-time highs. And also the market essentially was just going sideways, and it appears that the trend is still going sideways. It seems that price is just bouncing around inside this range from the top half of this rectangle to the bottom half of this rectangle. So I'm curious to see if price does break down even further, breaking both this uptrend and this consolidation or sideways pattern. So I'll pause here. I'll most likely do a quick status check later this evening. If not, I'll pick it up tomorrow morning. So quick update. Today is Wednesday, October 22nd, and the stock market has been trading for a little over an hour now. But we can see here that price finally broke to the downside, ending this consolidation phase. Well, actually a couple of trends were broken. This uptrend was broken where price was respecting this purple trend line. So that trend was broken. We have this consolidation phase where price was literally going sideways for the past day and a half, 2 days. That was just recently broken. As well, price has fallen below this local support level of 25,178. So multiple support levels has been broken, and I'm speculating that price may come down and retest this bottom support line of 24,965. Right here, price is essentially between these 2 support lines, so price may try and rally back to the upside. But in any case, at this point, switching over to your trade tab, the position is now up $275. The option premium is quoted at $107, whereas I entered at $39.75. There's 0 days remaining. These contracts will expire later today at 5 p.m. Eastern. However, of all of these metrics, the most important one is this one right here, as this contract is now tagged or designated ITM, which is in the money. So this is a profitable trade. So while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and place a limit order to close this position out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle over to the option chart specific to my trade. The position is now up a little over $300. So again, my average cost was about $160. I'm just going to round it up. So if this was $160, I'm looking for at least a 1 to 4 risk to reward. So that means I'd like to close this trade out for a gross profit of $640. So this is the target I'm looking to go for. So what I'll do is I'll jump over to the option chart specific to my trade. So this is the chart regarding my option trade. So right here by the ticker, this has the Wednesday expiration. The strike price is 25,200. It's on the put side. And right below that is the actual ticker. So for someone who's not familiar with deciphering an option chain, the string of letters and numbers are as follows. D for CV25. That first half of the chain, 25 is the year. V is the alpha code for the month of October. C is the alpha code for Wednesday. So A is Monday, B is Tuesday, C is Wednesday, and so on. So this is saying expiration is the 4th Wednesday in the month of October, which is today. The letter P is the put. Again, buying option contracts and bearish, it's on the put side. Strike price is 25,200. And just to show I'm holding this position, if I click on this gear icon and then click on show trades, there should be a confirmation bubble showing I've picked up 2 of these contracts. So here's the confirmation bubble showing I've picked up 2 of these contracts. And if I click on the timestamp, those are my details. So while I'm here, I'm going to open up Active Trader, and I'm going to close out these 2 contracts. So I'm going to change the number to 2 because that's the number of contracts I'm holding. And I'm going to scroll up to 650. And whether price gets there or not, only time will tell, but that is where I'll place my order. So here's 650. I'm just going to round it up. So that would equate to the option premium of $202.25. So I'm going to place my limit order right there. So there's my limit order. Yeah, so we'll just see. So this is where the last trade occurred. Right here is at $122. So a little more than halfway up. So I'll pause it again. Hopefully I'll try and record the closing of this trade. If not, I'll just do, I'll pick it up at that point. So a quick update. The NASDAQ 100 is now on its way to retesting this local support line of 24,965. The spot price on the NASDAQ 100 is 25,019 3/4. So unfortunately, I was unable to record the closing of the trade, but I was just closed out a few minutes ago. And switching over to the trade tab, the position is flat. P&L is 0, and quantity is 0. So I'm out of the trade. What I'll do is I'll switch over to the option chart. So here's the option chart, and a confirmation bubble is right here showing I was closed out at my limit order of $202.25. And if I click on the timestamp, this trade was filled 6 minutes ago, as the position was zeroed out at 11:30. And again, I was able to get into the trade when the option premium was around its lows. My entry is at $39.75. So that is the overall position. I was fortunate enough to see the potential drop heading into the end of that consolidation and uptrend. So I'll switch back to the 10,000 tick chart. So yeah, I was able to get in the trade before the break to the downside, first from this purple trend line, and then eventually this sideways pattern, this consolidation, and then eventually this local support line of 25,178. So until the next trade setup, I'll end it here, but I will include details to the trade towards the end of this recording. So I'll see you.